everyone, it's Mary Beth from MB Gray Designs. Hope everyone's doing great today. I have 3 really fun DIYs for you today. I was at Hobby Lobby last weekend and you know their wood stuff that's unfinished or whatever, it was all 50% off, and I think they do that frequently, maybe every other week or something. So I did pick up some products and I did redo a few things, so I'm very excited to show you. One of the items I redid is not technically wood. It's almost like paper mache. It's a round, but it's not wood. So I'll show you what I did with that as well. So if you're interested in seeing how I redid these items, stay tuned. All right, let's go. Okay, so for this very first DIY, this stool was actually raw wood. Unfortunately, I lost the footage. All I did was paint it in truffle. And then after painting it in truffle, I went ahead and I was going to paint it all in white and then start, sanding and distressing. But then as my brush kind of dried out a little bit, I'm like, ooh, I'm really liking this dry brushing. So that's all I did is I just went around the entire stool and dry brushed it. And on the top, it's a little heavy on the white. So I think I went back and yeah, I did. And I added a little bit more truffle to tone the white down on the very top of the stool. And then what you'll see is I'm going to show you a few different stencils that I picked up, and I choose one of those stencils. And when I do put it on top of the stool, the first color I used was an elephant gray. I don't know why, but I thought a dark gray would look good, but it really, of course, wasn't showing up. So I went over that with white. And then I sealed it, and that's basically it for this first DIY. I think it turned out so super cute. Let me know what you think of it, and I will catch up with you in just a few.
No, there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Like cold November rain. Like a man without a name. Like a song without a refrain. I don't know how else to explain.
You always dreamed of making it big in your town. People had a certain walk and a certain frown, steady and heavy, or younger than 20. Put some color on those cheekbones. It's never too late for you to get well known. We'll teach you to blush and how to get your way. Useful tricks. Once you get the taste of it, you lay all them bricks higher and higher. You'll reach your desire. Put some color on those cheekbones. It's never too late for you to get well. miss you.
All right, moving on to DIY number 2. This is a round, see, it's like paper mache, but it's really heavy duty. So I don't know. But anyways, this was, okay, as simple as this was, I made some pretty big mistakes. I did leave them in because I always think it's, for me, I think you might want to see that, I make mistakes all the time. Sometimes I watch videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are so perfect. I'm a dirty DIYer. I mean, look at me. My table's always a mess, So I did leave them in. Now remember, you can always speed up my video. You can fast forward, whatever, works for you. All right. So I painted this in white. And then I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape just across to split it in half, basically. And then I'm going to paint the bottom portion in this paint that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I think it's by Decor. It's called Refresh. It's such a beautiful color. Anyway, so now remember, this wasn't wood. This was whatever material. After I'm done painting, you're going to see when I pull the painter's tape up, there is a mark that totally peeled up with it. That wasn't a big deal. We're going to get into bigger deals, bigger mistakes in a little bit. But so that was an easy fix. Once I pulled the tape up, which I should be doing here in a minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. There it is. See, oopsie. And plus it kind of bled through. But anyway, I do fix that up. That's not a problem. Well, I've got this home sign and I end up painting it in truffle. And I think I give it like 2 good coats. I wanted it to be kind of dark. And then after I do that, I will use some white chalk paint, Waverly, I believe I used, and I just kind of dry brush it over the top. I'm painting it upside down right now because I just wanted to see if it's what I was going to like. And there you go. Now you can see I did paint it. I added the white chalk paint and distressed it up a little bit. So here I go with the hot glue gun. Okay, gonna put this down. It probably would have worked just fine. I should have just left it alone, but no, I didn't. I'm like, is this really sticking? Is it not sticking? In the meantime, I'm putting together just a pretty swag to put on the top. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to explain what happens. So I pull the sign off because I'm thinking hot glue is not going to work that well. And I pulled out this glue that I've never used before. I love Gorilla Glue, the clear. This is a different type of Gorilla Glue. I did not read instructions. I put that stuff on there. It oozed all over. Next morning, it was like cement, and there were all these chunks around. It was horrifying. It was terrible. So I had to literally take a screwdriver, chisel the home sign off. I'm not even joking. And then it, of course, ripped all the paint up. So I had to go through and fix all that. So you're going to see that here in just a moment. And again, this is, this stuff happens to me all the time. I don't know about you guys. Let me know. Do you guys have mishaps all the time? Because I do. See, it would have been just fine like that. Oh, no. I couldn't leave it alone. There you go. So little rip it up there. Oh, not a big deal. And then this is when I have the bright idea of pulling this other glue out. By the way, the instructions, well, that glue I love. It's because I'm lazy. I love that clear glue. The nozzle wasn't working right. I couldn't get the glue to come out. It was just a big mess. So here's what happens. After I used the other glue and had to literally chisel it off, that's what I was left with. So I had to repaint everything, sand a bunch. It still didn't look that great. I covered up the center line with some burlap. I know you can still see through that a little bit, but I tested it. When putting the home sign over it, you can't see it. So I was like, oh my gosh. At this point, I was so done with this DIY. It literally should have taken hardly any time at all for this. Learn from my mistakes. So the funny thing is I end up using hot glue, which I use the Gorilla hot glue sticks, which work really well for me. I end up using hot glue to put the home sign back on. I mean, really, Mary Beth, get it together. And it worked out fine. And I ended up hanging this up on my door. So I really liked this one. I thought it turned out cute, and I hope that you liked it as well.
Maybe you should be, 'cause this is a warning that I'm throwing out. 'Cause I'm the worst player that ever will play you, to mix up sweet words with the girl's sanity. Boy, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling down to obscurity. Don't let me ever be this alone. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling.
Okay, so for the third and final DIY of this video, I received, oh my goodness, I bought these two wooden shelves. The larger one was $8.99. I was trying to show you that there, and the smaller one was $6.99. However, they were both half off, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I'm going to go ahead. This was super quick, super simple. I didn't mess this one up like I did the wood round, or the not even wood round, whatever material round. So I just used some Waverly chalk paint in the color white and painted both of these signs, oh my word, shelves really well. And then I wanted to distress. I started with just using some sandpaper, but I did go off camera and I used my sander because it was so much quicker and easier on me. So I'll show you there. You can kind of see where I distressed it. Now that wood is raw underneath. So I took the antique wax by Waverly and I distressed this a lot. Now, keep in mind, if this is not your style, this is just for inspiration. I thought they looked really pretty just white with no distressing. So it's really up to you what you prefer to do, or you could have stained them, whatever. But just for me and the style in my home, this is why I did it this way. Now, when I did use the antique wax, I made sure, I don't know if I showed on camera or not, but I distressed all inside on all spots, inside, outside, all around. And that was literally it. And then hung them up and put some stuff in it. So I really, really hope you enjoy these shelves. I think they turned out really cute, and for the cost, it was a nice little addition to my home. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching, and I want to thank all my subscribers. I really, really greatly appreciate you. And if you are new, I would love to have you join my YouTube family. It really would mean a lot to me. All right, everybody. Well, please give me a like and leave me a comment. I love interacting with you, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much.